Now live from Palin Music Studios in Springfield, Missouri, it's Wake Up with Greg. Here's your host, Greg.
Hey, good morning, friends. Happy Friday and welcome to Wake Up with Greg. I'm your host, Greg Rosander with Palin Music Center. It is a, let's call it a beautiful, stormy Friday morning. We got all kinds of crazy weather going on around here. We got lightning and thunder and rain and hail, and man, it's just been crazy this week. Our thoughts go out certainly to those in the area. We've had some tornadoes do some pretty serious destruction around here out in our some neighboring towns, Nevada, and I think Paducah, Kentucky got hit, and up in Indiana, and just kind of all over the place. It's really just kind of a hot mess around here. So thoughts go out to those folks. I know what it's like going through that back in the day with the big, massive Joplin tornado. I was managing our store in Joplin at the time. Fortunately, it was on a Sunday, so we were closed and not there, but certainly we're there the whole next week cleaning up and helping folks. So it's a crazy world, but hey, that's what it is. We get through it. It brings us together, pulls us together, makes us family, and then we take care of each other. So anyway, so that's who we are, what we're doing. We've got some amazing instruments to share with you today. I've got all Yamaha today. We've got a clarinet, a flute, and a saxophone. All new instruments that have come in recently. Some I don't think you've even seen before on the show, so that'll be awesome. We've got this new dealer level with Yamaha called Shokunin, and I've talked about it a little bit on the show, but it's a Yamaha has invited us to be at this higher tiered dealer level where we're able to carry and sell more of their higher end and custom and atelier and artist level instruments that are just fantastic. So we're going to have a lot more of those coming in to share with you, and then you can pick those up from us either here in our stores or on our website, palinmusic.com, or our Reverb page at reverb.com, or just give us a call, 417-882-7006, and we can get one in your hands. So pretty excited about that. Let's see what else we got going on. Jordan, good morning, Jordan.
Good morning.
I had to wake him up over there. I didn't give a segue into saying good morning to Jordan. I just did it to see if he was awake. How's things?
Things are good.
We missed you last week, PTO.
Thank you.
You had a good time in Texas, right?
Yeah, it was a good time.
Nice. Okay. Good deal.
Very chill.
Good to have you back.
Very relaxing. Yeah. Thank you.
Nice. Well, I don't. Do we have any events going on lately? Anything coming up? There's always something going on.
We'll be announcing a Cars and Guitars soon.
Cars and Guitars is going to be coming up. We had PCC last week, which was the Palin Concert Clinic, and I know that was a big success. Mm-hmm. Lots of fun there with all the kiddos in the area, getting ready for concert season.
Yeah. So
these instruments will fit right into that. So yeah, and then we've got some. I've got some music to share with you today. I've got some. A couple of tributes today to some folks we've lost recently. So it's going to be an interesting show, I think, so stick with me. Remember, we've got the live stream chat going on, so ask your questions, leave your comments, let me know where you're watching from in the world, and I'll give you a shout out and we can have a good time. It's a lot more fun when I've got a lot of you folks out there to interact with, so please feel free to leave your comments. And then, of course, subscribe, share, do all of those social media things. And just a reminder, we're on YouTube and Facebook now at the same time, so that's fun. Just bringing more people into the Wake Up with Greg world. Gotta love it. All right, so that's what we've got going on. That's all the news that's fit to print. I say, why don't we dig into this show? I've got some coffee here.
Let's dig.
My whistle wet here.
All right, after you wet your whistle, can you tell us about the shirt and watch you got on?
Shirt and watch. You may have noticed I have short sleeves today, so I have officially changed over to my spring/summer wardrobe. And so you're going to see a lot more Tommy Bahama from me. This is one of my newer Tommy Bahama shirts, just black and white with all kinds of cool palm leaves and other assorted tropical plants all over this shirt, but it's in black and white, so it's kind of a cool, kind of has that almost that 2D kind of graphic art look to it, but I really love it. So Tommy Bahama, can't go wrong with that. And then the watch, this is my current favorite. I mean, I've got a lot of watches, but I've been wearing this one maybe a little bit more than the others lately. But this is my Timex Snoopy saxophone watch, right? Okay, so there's that. We won't spend a lot of time on that. You've seen it. Anyway, we can't get super close on there, but this is a fully automatic mechanical watch, meaning it's self-winding. It doesn't have a battery or anything. It's got kind of a balanced weight in it that spins around with the movement of your hand, and it winds the watch as you move around, so it keeps it wound up, keeps it running. So it's really pretty cool. Old school technology for that, but I absolutely love it. All right, so that's the shirt, that's the watch, that's the game. Let's look at some instruments here, shall we? We shall. So let me get my Mickey Mouse non-fingerprinty white gloves on here. These ones are starting to get a little bit grungy. May need to swap those out for next time. We'll see. All right, first up, we have a custom series Yamaha Clarinet. And I think this is the one we used in the thumbnail for the show. It says Yamaha. I don't know if you can even see that right there because it's just embossed in the black vinyl of the exterior of the case, but it says Yamaha right there where my finger's moving back and forth. Really, really nice case. This is an outer case cover. Comes with a big pocket on the top here. Let's see if there's anything in here. Come on, zipper, move with me. Ooh, a little tight. All right, well, I'm not gonna mess with that right now, but that zipper is a little bit tight. The main case though, let's open this up. I don't think, is this one? No, this one does not have like backpack straps or anything like that, which you don't really need with a clarinet. I mean, if you can't carry a clarinet around, you've got other problems. All right, so this is the case. So this is the case cover. Got the nice fleece-lined interior there, and then what they call a French style case, hard wood shell case. So we'll just kind of set that aside. We'll pop this open here and show you beautiful plush red or kind of a burgundy or a Merlot maybe color case there, and that's what it looks like in the case. So we'll throw this guy together. This is the Yamaha YCL for Yamaha Clarinet CSVR. So this is the custom VR, and we'll throw that together real quick. Makes it a little tricky with these gloves because it makes it super slippery. In fact, see that one? I can't even move that one around with the gloves on, but we'll get it there. And then we'll get that bell on, flip that over. Okay. There we go. Now we're all set and ready to roll. So that right there, folks, is the Yamaha CSVR professional clarinet. This, I think, is what I would call their flagship pro model. They have several others. They have the SG series and the SE series and some artist models, and now the Atelier models. So they've got a wide variety, ones that are geared more towards classical or symphonic solo playing, or some that are geared more towards, a more jazz type sound. But really, it comes down to the player. A player can do whatever he wants with a clarinet, or she wants with a clarinet. And this one is one of my favorite. I have a vintage, of course, it feels weird to call it vintage. I bought it in 1988, the YCL-72, which was their top of the line clarinet at the time. And I think this is kind of the modern iteration of that clarinet with some tweaks and modifications that they've made over the years to make it more ergonomically friendly and better sounding, better intonated, and so on. But I love my clarinet. So been playing Yamaha for years. You cannot go wrong with a Yamaha professional clarinet. So what do we have? Spec-wise, we've got a full aged Grenadilla body, upper and lower joints, bell and barrel, 65 millimeter barrel on that. We have heavy plated, silver plated keys, really nice bright white look to that. We have the adjustable thumb hook on the back with a strap ring. Leather pads on this, which I absolutely love. It's kind of an older school traditional way of doing it, but they have a great sound and feel to them. In fact, honestly, I've been thinking about repadding my clarinet with leather pads, very much like this one. Hand finished, undercut, and tapered tone holes, which is not something that I can show you physically here, but what an undercut tone hole is when they drill the hole through the body and create that tone hole, then there's a little bit that comes up from underneath and just smooths out the edge of that tone hole, so you get a much smoother airflow, less resistance, cleans it up a bit too. So it kind of gives it a little, almost like a little angular step into the tone hole, which is kind of cool. This also has, I believe, a polycylindrical bore similar to the buffet. Like I said, it's kind of the industry standard nowadays for professional grade clarinets. These are available in both B flat and A for you concert folks out there. And then there's a new version of this. Is it the ASP or APS? I don't know. I'm going to have to look more into it. But as the Shokunin dealers, will be able to have access to those super customized clarinets as well. Supremely awesome. I absolutely love this horn. You cannot go wrong. I mean, side by side, comparing this will do everything that an R13 can do and more. This is definitely one of the world-class clarinets out there. So this is the Yamaha YCL-CSVR Custom VR Series from Yamaha. Live on our website right now, palinmusic.com, or give me a call, 417-882-7006. And you can take one of these home today. I would love to ship one to you, or just hand deliver one just right to you there. That would be a really nice thing to do. Comes with a hard rubber mouthpiece. This is the custom series mouthpiece, hard rubber. I don't know if you can see that. Whoa, almost dropped it. That would have been bad. Silver ligature, mouthpiece cap, the whole deal. So full outfit, everything you need. And then in that accessory pouch, there's cleaning swabs and polished cloths and all that kind of stuff. I'm taking the gloves off so that I can actually get a grip on this to take it apart. So, but I'll make sure it's all nice and wiped down and looking pretty when we send it home to you. So there is instrument number one, the Yamaha Custom CSVR.
Sweet.
Check it out.
Got a couple of good questions.
Hey, we got folks live on here today. All right, watching Facebook this morning. Awesome. How long does it take to master looking consistently as good as you during a work week? You know, Emmett, I got to tell you, it's a lot of work to get looking this good on a regular basis. I mean, you got to eat right, you got to exercise, you got to do all that good stuff. And, you got to have a pretty sizable wardrobe budget. I'm just making stuff up. I don't have a sizable wardrobe budget. And I work out occasionally, but I've been kind of slacking in that world, so it's just natural. It's just natural, guys. That's all it is. What else we got going on? My buddy Dan is here. Hey, Greg, can you talk about what polycylindrical means and how it is effective? Sure. Well, the polycylindrical bore, which I've talked about, I think I mentioned this last week when I was talking about the Buffet R13. Clarinets have typically a cylindrical bore, which is a straight cylinder, which is a round, tube, basically. A polycylindrical bore means that you have multiple cylinders through the bore of the instrument. So they change shape throughout. But the reasoning for that is it helps with the intonation of the instrument primarily. It also helps with the resistance of the instrument and the way that the air flows through, and whatever kind of internal turbulence you get as you're blowing through the instrument. Ultimately, it's about feel, and intonation is the primary reason for it. And yeah, I mean, it's really not much more complicated than that. So yeah, I hope that answers your question, Dan. All right. Anybody else on there, or is that just what's on there so far?
There's two right now.
I'm trying to get my eyes to focus today. All right, what's next, Mr. Jordan?
Let's share some music.
Let's share some music. All right. I've got a kind of a special tribute today. I'll be leaving today around noon to head south for a memorial service for my father-in-law, Mr. Kevin Brock, my wife's dad, who he sadly passed away from cancer a few weeks ago. Very, very sad deal. And he was and is an amazing man. Love him dearly. And he, as a Texas boy, grew up and raised in Texas, and he loved music. And one of his favorite groups was ZZ Top. And so we're going to share a ZZ Top song for you today. I'm going to have Jordan play it in just a second. But just a little bit more about my father-in-law, Kevin. I called him Pops occasionally. Avid golfer. The guy loved golf. But more than anything, he loved family. He loved dogs, and he loved babies. So if there was a dog or a baby within like a 5-mile radius, he would find it and just love on him like crazy. But he loved his family and was just a fantastic man. So I'm going to miss him a lot, and I know my wife is missing him terribly right now. But just a reminder, folks, love on your family. It's you never know how much time you've got in this world. It can change on you in a blink of an eye. I mean, we just talked about the tornadoes and stuff around here, and you just never know when your time is up. So make sure you're out there and sharing love and hugging that family tight. So ZZ Top, one of the iconic, legendary rock bands of all time. Led by Billy Gibbons, the great Billy Gibbons, and Dusty Hill, Southern. To call them Southern rock is kind of a simplification of who they are and what they do, but just so many amazing songs. They're in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. You know them with the beards and the hats and the matching suits and guitars, and I mean the guys are just amazing. We had the absolute joy and pleasure of having Billy Gibbons in our store a couple years ago. He was on tour through here and stopped in to check out some amplifiers, and that was really amazing. So, you know some of their songs that amazing: LaGrange, Tush, Sharp Dressed Man from the '80s, Jesus Just Left Chicago. I mean, I can sit here and talk about all of the songs that you know all day long, but the one that I'm going to play made me think of my father-in-law is. I'm Bad, I'm Nationwide. So Jordan, if you would roll. This is actually a pretty new video. Just came out a couple years ago, just before Dusty Hill passed. So check this out. We'll give it a spin.
Hey now,
and see what
I'm bad, I'm nationwide. 3, 4. Some cold blue steel. I had that blue sign on my back, maybe to shoot out the wheel. Going downtown in the middle of the night, with life banana joking, feeling alright. 'Cause I'm bad, I'm nationwide. Yes, I'm bad, I'm nationwide. Easing down the highway in a new Cadillac. I had a fine box in front, I had 3 more in the back. Smoking short dresses, wearing spike heel shoes. We smoking Lucky Strikes and wearing nylon shoes. 'Cause I'm bad, nationwide. Yes, I'm bad, I'm nationwide.
that gives you the idea of what ZZ Top is like, and you know, little tribute to my father-in-law, Kevin Brock. He's bad, he's nationwide, and so I love you, Pops, and miss you a lot. So that's the musical selection for the day. I will add it to the Spotify playlist, Wake Up with Greg, so you can listen to it at your leisure. And yeah, so that's what we got going on. So what do you say we dig into another instrument?
Let's do it.
Let's do it. Well, Uncle Ken is here. Oh my goodness. Good morning, Uncle Ken. Love you. Thoughts are with you and Lori. Thank you, brother. Wish you could be here. Could use a good old Uncle Ken hug. All right, let's take a look at a flute. Flute your flute, Greg. This is as I said, today is all Yamaha today. We've got some really cool instruments coming in next week that we will show on the show on Friday that I guarantee you've not seen on the show before, and some really fun new stuff. So, but anyway, Yamaha. This is a Yamaha professional series. This is the 600 series flute. This is the YFL for Yamaha Flute. 677 HCT LP GP. We got lots of letters. What, you ask, do all those letters mean, Greg? Well, first of all, we got this really cool case cover. Got the fleece line, white fleece lining on the inside of this one, unlike the Clarinet that has the black. And then we have the French style case. And I guess the French style case means it just doesn't have any handles. I don't know. I haven't really dug into the naming on that, why they are called French style. But in any case, this is the case. There you go. But we do have the classic Yamaha red or maybe Merlot wine colored interior on the case there. And then here is the flute. So I'm going to assemble this real quick for you, and then we'll talk about it. So we've got some added professional features on here that are really amazing. All right, get that all lined up. All right, so this is the YFL 677 HCT LPGP. So what do we got? 600 series. So this is a professional series flute, all sterling silver. So we've got a sterling silver head joint, body, and foot. Okay, but it has the silver plated keys. So we're not quite into like everything being solid silver. Got to get to the 700, 800, and 900 series for that. But what we have, this is a Type AM handmade head joint, and then we've got the gold-plated lip plate on that. So what the gold-plated lip plate does, for one, it's cosmetic. It adds, a cool accent to the instrument. It also has a different feel than the straight silver. It has a little softer feel, and it's hypoallergenic. So some people have issues with silver plating and different things like that. So gold plating will not cause any kind of issues like that. And then it also does, and this is a matter of conjecture, some people say it affects the sound greatly. Some people say it doesn't affect the sound at all. You have to let the player decide on that. But typically the added gold on there, which is a heavier metal, usually adds some warmth and color to the tone. All right, so then we have, I'm going to flip it around here into the proper position. We have the French open holes, okay, with the French pointed key arms. So the pointed key arms, we'll see down here on the bottom of the foot joint, that arm comes all the way across to a point on the top of that pad cup, which gives you a really solid and stable regulation on that, on those keys. Plus, it's just cosmetically prettier than like the Y style. We have the French open holes. So we've got open holes in the bottom three and the upper two keys there. The open holes, what do those do for you? A variety of things. One, helps with intonation. Two, helps with facility, gives you a lot more fingering options as far as techniques are concerned. You can vent keys differently. This also has the offset G. You can see the key stepped down there, which makes a much more comfortable hand position. You've also got the split E mechanism on here. And on top of all of that, you've got the C-sharp trill. So, man, lots of fantastic added features. You also get the gizmo key on the foot joint there, and then your standard trill keys as well. So it's got pretty much every bell and whistle that you want on a professional flute. And this is an amazing piece. This is the Yamaha YFL-677 HCT, the CT is for the C-sharp trill, and then the LP, GP is lip plate, gold plate right there. And then the H, I'm not sure, I think the H, maybe that means for the offset, I can't remember. Anyway, so many numbers and letters on there. But the 600 series is available in a variety of options. You can get it in an inline G, you can get it without the C-sharp trill, you can get it in a variety of styles. So, but we're going to be having more flutes like this, more of the higher end professional grade, and the handmade flutes. Hopefully we'll have some 700. I know we've got 700s coming, and maybe we'll have an 800 or 900 series. Plus we'll have a variety of different Yamaha head joints available if you're looking to upgrade the sound and feel of your personal flute. We can get you a new head joint and make that happen. So there you go. That's the Yamaha 677. Live on the website, palinmusic.com, reverb.com. Give me a call, 417-882-7006. And you can take this home today. Ta-da! All right, that is Yamaha flute. Check it out. I don't know if you can see it behind me. I don't think you can based on the set. It's right up above my head back here. We'll have to move the camera around a little bit to see that. But we've got to check this out. Or check us out, check me out, check it out. We're just checking it out any old way we can here. All right, so let's put this one away here and get ready for the next segment of the show.
Can you share something cool with us?
Something cool, I can. As I said, this show is kind of a tribute show today. First to my father-in-law, and then the second tribute today is to an amazing artist we lost this week. I say artist, but actor. The great Val Kilmer. And Val Kilmer is an amazing actor. Certainly one of the most popular to my generation, Gen X actors. He kind of came to fame in a film, Real Genius, I think was one of his first big films in the 80s. Followed by a movie called Willow, which is kind of I'd call it like a magical fantasy with Warwick Davis. Warwick Davis is the, what's the little person? What's the political correct? But he's been in a million movies. He played Ewoks in Star Wars. He was in, I think he played in, I don't know, he might have been in Lord of the Rings, I don't know. But anyway, he's been in like a million movies. But Val Kilmer was in that. He played Mad Mardigan. Many other films, some of his greats. He played Jim Morrison in the documentary, but the biopic, The Doors. Thunderheart was a great film he was in. Heat with Robert De Niro and Al Pacino. Batman Forever, of course, one of the better Batman films with Jim Carrey as the Riddler and Tommy Lee Jones as Two-Face, and Val Kilmer played Batman. Nicole Kidman was Vicky Vale in there, and just great cast. But three of my all-time favorite films of his. Of course, you can't say Val Kilmer without saying Top Gun, right? All right, so one of the biggest films of the 80s, actually was instrumental in encouraging people to join the military. After this movie came out, enrollment in the Air Force and other services just really went kind of skyrocketing. Myself, I tried to get in as well, but I had unfortunately, some medical issues that prevented me from getting in there. But Val Kilmer played Iceman in this film, the pilot that Tom Cruise's character, Pete Mitchell, Maverick, was kind of battling against at Top Gun to see who was the best pilot and so on. And then Tom Cruise was gracious to have Val Kilmer back. He passed from, I think it was pneumonia, but it was in relation to his cancer. He had a tracheostomy, where they open an airway through your throat, so he kind of lost his ability to speak so much. But brought him back for the final movie, Maverick. And the scene, oh my gosh, that scene in that movie will tear your heart out. It's just unbelievable. So anyway, Top Gun. And then one that is one of my favorites, but maybe not one of his better well-known films, is The Saint. The Saint was a film, kind of a remake of a TV series, like I think it was a 60s TV series called The Saint, about this character that Val plays, where he, master of disguise basically, and he, is out to change the world and take down the Soviet Union and a variety of things. But his ability to morph into these different characters that he plays in this film is really fantastic. One of my all-time favorite actresses. Why did my mind just froze? What the heck? Help me out here. Elizabeth Shue. My gosh, shame on me. Like, this happens when you're on live shows. Your brain freezes sometimes. But Elizabeth Shue from Karate Kid fame and Adventures in Babysitting and just tons of others. Leaving Las Vegas, Cocktail. Anyway, she's in this, and it's a fantastic film. So The Saint, you should check out. And then, of course, I think his most famous role and my absolute favorite role of his is as the gunslinger Doc Holliday in the movie Tombstone with Kurt Russell. I believe he was nominated for an Academy Award for this role. I don't think he won, but he should have, because it's, to this day, is still one of the greatest. It's one of the best performances ever in the history of film, in my opinion. So there's not like great pictures of him on here, but if you've not seen Tombstone, this is one of the most quotable movies in the history of film. But it's also just, man, it is such an amazing, one of the greatest Westerns of all time. And Val Kilmer's performance as Doc Holliday, and the relationship between Doc Holliday and Wyatt Earp in this film, the friendship that they have, and the chemistry between the two actors, especially at the end of the film when Doc Holliday is on the verge of death. That he's got tuberculosis and they call him a lunger and whatnot. But the very special scenes between Val and Kurt are just, man, they're just so fantastic. So that's my kind of just little. He's been all over the news, all over the social medias as people paying tributes to him. So he was a great guy, great actor, and also will be missed terribly. So there you go. Those are my top three: Top Gun and Top Gun Maverick. I'm going to include that one in there. The Saint and Tombstone. Thanks, Val Kilmer, for all the great work that you did. All right, so that's my something cool. We got one more instrument to show. Who else we got? Oh, Max did show up today. Good morning, Max. You're on PTO. I hope you're enjoying your time. And Amber is there. Good morning, Amber. Love you guys. Thanks for the support. All right. Final piece of the day. This is a Yamaha alto saxophone. This is the YAS-62 Mark III A in the amber finish. Amber's here. We do an amber finish saxophone for Amber. How about that? And they just came out with this finish, I think, last year on these horns. And in my opinion, it is one of the most beautiful finishes on a saxophone I've seen in a very long time. It gives it a vintage look, a vintage feel. You get some of those older Cons and Selmers that have that kind of dark, rich, you could call it cognac, or you could call it whiskey colored or caramel colored or whatever. But man, it is just so pretty. Look at that right there. So this is the Yamaha 62. Again, this is their workhorse horn. I've talked about this horn a lot on this show. I'm going to try to tilt and get some better light there. It's getting a little bit dark. But the 62 is a workhorse horn. You can do anything with it. You can do jazz, rock, pop, fusion, funk, classical, pop, symphonic music. You can do absolutely everything with these things. They are the most versatile saxophone on the market, I think, and now one of the most beautiful. So you've got this nice, rich, what they call the amber lacquer, but then they've also done the beautiful hand engraving on the bell which cuts through that amber finish to the yellow brass and just gives that outstanding contrast. So that engraving just really pops off of that bell and is just beautiful. Now, to keep the cost down a bit on these horns, we've got the faux mother of pearl key touches. You really can't tell by looking at them that they're fake, but they have a beautiful look to them. And then you've got Italian leather pads, but you've got domed plastic boosters on the pads, so you still get that great sound, but at a little bit more affordable price. But everything else on here is everything that you want. You've got your high F sharp, you've got your front F, you've got your rocker mechanism on the left-hand spatula, you've got your adjustable thumb hook, you've got your fine adjustments throughout. Guys, this is a performance-driven saxophone and is one that you will definitely cheer. This is a lifetime horn. This is one that you can do absolutely anything with, and it's been, man, they've been making the 62 for decades now. This is the third iteration of it. This is the Mark III. So, and they've done some limited edition versions of it this year for the NAMM show that come with silver keys, which are really beautiful. We can get you one of those if you're interested. Yeah, this is as good as it gets, in my opinion. This is a great, great saxophone. The Yamaha YAS-62 Mark III-A in the amber finish from Yamaha. You need to take one of these home, and they do this in the tenor as well. I don't think there's a 62 soprano anymore. I'm pretty sure there's not, actually. But there is a 62 Barry, and I believe they're all available in all of these finishes now. Also available in like bright silver plate, available in traditional gold lacquer, available unlacquered in the raw brass as well, which we have in stock. So you can get any one of those from us at palinmusic.com. There you go. I'll show you this also comes as a full outfit with a hard rubber mouthpiece, neck strap, cap, ligature, the whole works, and then of course the neck with the Yamaha medallion on the neck there. You know, that the cross, I don't know if you can see that, yeah, the crossed tuning forks for the old school traditional Yamaha logo there. So that is horn number 3 for the day. And I hope you've enjoyed all 3 of these Yamaha examples. They are world class, guys, and we're going to be seeing more and more of them here at Palin Music Center. So come and check them out. So off with the gloves. What do we got left, Mr. Jordan?
Can you close us out with some wisdom?
A little bit of wisdom. I can do that. The shows seem to be running a little bit longer these days. Maybe I'm just a little too wordy. But hey, it's a lot of fun. All right, so this is a quote from and I'm going to mess up this name. I know I am. It's Rabindranath Tagore. All right. So who is that person? He's a Bengali polymath, poet, writer, playwright, composer, philosopher, social reformer, and painter. Now, what's a polymath, you ask? A polymath is basically someone that is well educated and knowledgeable across multiple fields of learning. So, like I said, he's a poet, he's a writer, he's a playwright, he's a composer. So he's changed the face of music in Bengali and social reform. He can do it all. So anyway, and this is a very simple and short quote, but he says, "Music fills the infinite between two souls." That's a deep thought, really. Music fills the infinite between two souls. Yeah, right? There you go. That's your piece of wisdom, musical wisdom for the day from Rabindranath Tagore. If I'm saying that wrong, just let me know. Anyway, that's the show, guys. I want to thank you all for being here. I want to also thank you for the pleasure of your time. I really appreciate you taking the time out to spend some time with me in the morning. So we'll be here next Friday, 9 a.m. Central, to do this all over again. So stay tuned for that. But let me leave you with this. Helping people make meaningful music is what we do. And when you're ready, I'm here for you too. We'll see you next week. Bye-bye.